Okay. So welcome to the call tonight. Tonight is a special call where we have our extremely handsome, extremely awesome, extremely knowledgeable Jon Raynes with us tonight. And he is going to pour oils all over you guys and give you this just amazing goodness that, you know, hopefully it will help you get a little bit of a taste of what we got when he was here in our Dunsky town and shared all the oil greatness with us, because that was so priceless. And it really helped us to get ready and get excited about the oils and just know a little bit more. Like, I didn't know anything. I just thought they were smelly things that you put in water and they make smoke. And I was very uneducated on them. And I'm still not as educated, but I love them. And I think the SCINCE oils have this like special stuff in them where you don't even have to know about them. You just put them on and you're like, hey, yeah, I get it. Like, it makes sense now. So without further ado, Mr. Jon Raynes, take the floor.
You are awesome. And I want to just send special love to Dunsky Town. So many people who I met there. Lots of love to you. You're amazing. I wanted to do this. I actually reached out to Lisa and said, hey, when am I going to do an oil training for your group? Because I felt like I only got to give you a portion of it before we actually had all the oils before. And so I wanted to talk, now that we have the oils, now that we can talk about them in more depth, I want to talk about the oils, how to use them, how to share them, and then answer your questions, right? So who here has had some questions about the oils so far? People reaching out to you, having odd questions. There's a lot to know, right? There's a lot to know about the oils, but we want to make it as simple as possible. So I hope you all have your oils ready. If you've got them, pull them out, right? Make sure you have your booklet. The booklet is almost the most important thing, okay? So one of the big questions you get, and we talked about this, I'm going to do some, I'm going to go over some of the same stuff. I'll hopefully see if I can do it in a different way so it sounds new. I would love it to sound really new, especially when it comes to the oils. So what are essential oils? Everyone's going to say, if they've been in other oil companies, they're going to say it's the very lifeblood, it's the very essence of a plant. And that is some hippie junk. Now, I love hippies. I love hippies so much, but that is some hippie junk. What it really is it's science. It's chemistry. You share 50% of your DNA with a banana plant. And so a lot of the same things that would help a plant will help us. Now, a plant has to live in the same world we do. So they have to grow. They have to heal themselves. They have to protect themselves, right? And so they've created these naturally occurring compounds within them to help them to do that. Now, what we do is we extract those compounds in the form of essential oils from plants and use them for our benefit. Now, if you've used the oils, have you noticed that they are not greasy, right? These are not normal oils that we're used to. These are not normal oils that are out there. These are not greasy oils. These are really, really concentrated chemical compounds in oil form. So if you would, grab your peppermint. The first thing we're going to do is take some peppermint, put it in your hand, rub it together like you're activating it. Good doctors doing it as well. I love it. Take it and cup it over your face and breathe it in deeply. Do that for 3 to 5 seconds. It's like an Arctic kick to the face. Breathe it in real deep. Okay, now I want you to tell me what you felt when you did that. What did you feel? It's 8:30. It's between 8:30 and 5:30, wherever you're at. Tuesday, end of your day. You're probably feeling a little lower on energy. How did that make you feel?
It just woke me up. I was crashing from a long day. Just got home, and I was actually going to sneak over there and try to get a nap. But I'm lit up. No joke. I mean,
right?
How could you not? I mean,
Arctic kick to the face.
I love that.
Arctic kick to the face. Anyone else? How do you feel when you did that?
I needed a moment.
You needed a moment, right? Like,
It
really.
It feels nice and cool because it's really hot outside. So I'm pretending I'm in the tundra.
Nice. Now, one thing you can do, if you've tried peppermint before, if you know you don't have a skin sensitivity to it, is rub it on the back of your neck. If it's hot outside, rub it on the back of your neck. And in fact, rub it on the bottom of your feet. Will help you cool you down throughout the whole day. And I'll tell you honestly, peppermint is so efficient at cooling off the body. Dr. Penouel, who's a French medical doctor, he's one of the foremost oil geniuses in the world right now, written tons of books. He actually says, be careful not to put peppermint oil over too large a space of your body because it can reduce your body temperature too quickly. That's how effective it is. So he had a case where someone had put it all up and down their leg and all the way up their side, and it reduced their body temperature so quickly that it really scared the person. So you can reduce your body temperature even by using peppermint oil. So rub it on the back of your neck. That'll help you to cool down, okay? So why did that work? Why was it this Arctic kick to the face? Why all of a sudden did you feel rejuvenated? Why all of a sudden did you feel better? Well, it all comes down to science. Now, when I first started in oils, this was the stuff that I thought, well, okay, so I'm gonna smell this thing, and when I smell this thing, it's gonna make me feel good. This is some hippie junk. Again, with the hippie junk. And I love hippie junk. But I didn't believe it when I first looked into it. So I had to look at the science behind it. Now, you don't have to remember everything, but I want you to remember one important word, and I will tell you what that is. So what happens is when you breathe in the oils, when you breathe them in deeply, it goes through the olfactory gland. The olfactory gland is tied to the limbic system. The limbic system is your lizard brain. I want you to remember lizard brain. That's all I want you to remember. The olfactory gland ties to the limbic system, which is your lizard brain, which is the seat of your emotions. It's also where your parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system are. Now, this is the stuff that controls things like your heart beating and lungs filling with air, breathing, sleeping, all of those things that happen where we don't consciously tell our body to do them. That's where it's all happening in this lizard brain. So what that means is when you smell something, you are literally able to then hijack your own brain, because that will create an effect in your lizard brain that you can't stop from happening. You can't smell peppermint and say, I am going to continue to feel lethargic and tired and low energy. You can't teach yourself not to feel rejuvenated, not to feel that Arctic kick to the face, right? Because it's working on the limbic system, which is, again, your lizard brain. You don't have a choice in it. So literally, you're able to hijack your own brain, hijack your own body with the oils. That's the science behind it. What I want you to remember is just lizard brain, okay? When people are like, okay, so I've got some Febreze in my house, so I don't really need essential oils because I know that they just make things smell nice. You can say, no, you don't understand. I'm going to help you to hijack your own lizard brain, okay? And you are going to feel awesome from it, and the oils are going to do that for you. Now, if I can hijack my own lizard brain, can I hijack other people's lizard brains? Yes. It's one of the best parts about it. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to share oils with other people, but I don't want you to ask for permission from them. I want you just to say, put your hands out. Now, wherever you're at, whether you're at work, home, school, around other people, and they're feeling lethargic, low energy, because that is, by the way, the number one biggest complaint to naturopaths is low energy, right? So you're going to be around a lot of people who have low energy. They're having a hard time getting through their day. They've got a lot more day than they have energy. And I want you just to say to them, put your hands out. Just put your hands out. Don't say, hey, I've got this really cool thing that I want to share with you. It's essential oils, and then it's for the very lifeblood of a plant, but it really is more about science, and I want to. No, don't do that. Just tell them, put your hands out. Put your hands out. And then put oil in their hands and say, rub it together like you're activating it. Cup it over your face. Don't touch your face. Cup it over your face and breathe in deeply. How's that feel? People want to do this, and people really enjoy this, okay? So don't ask for permission. If you see someone's lethargic, they're dragging, just say, put your hands out. Put your hands out and then put some peppermint oil in their hands, and you are literally going to be able to hijack their brain. Now, I'm going to talk about some of the other oils that we have here that you can use to hijack other people's brains who are around you. Now, sometimes we have people in our space, in our homes, in our workspaces, around us, who we would love to change their emotional state. Would you agree? Some people are cranky and they need to calm down. They need to bring it down a notch. And I want to help you help them to calm down. Okay? Does that sound good? So the next oil we're going to talk about is one that I love, frankincense oil. Now, frankincense oil, we talked about a little bit at Dunsky Town, but this oil is absolutely amazing. Now, this oil is more expensive, but it's because it takes so much to create this oil. It takes about 8 to 10 years in order to get a plant to grow, the frankincense tree, to grow to a point where they can score the bark of the tree. And then what happens is after they score the bark of a tree with a special knife, the resin seeps out through the scores, the cuts, and then that resin hardens. And then they go and they break off the resin, and then they'll distill it, and they will create the oil from the frankincense. So 8 to 10 years for the plant to be ready. The plant only grows in very inhospitable regions in the world that are very politically unstable, right? So it's not always easy to get and to source frankincense because you have to have plants that mature. You can't overuse these plants or it'll hurt the plant. So you have to make sure you're not taking too much or too little from the plants, and then you're just getting resin from the plants, and then you're able to create the oil from it. So frankincense is very difficult to source, but it does exactly what you want it to do. Now, who here has ever taken so much caffeine that you feel full of energy but unable to do anything at all? Have you ever been at that level where you're like, I've got a presentation, I need to be on, or I have things I need to do, I need to work out, I need to do all whatever it might be, but you take so much caffeine or stimulants that you are so excited, but you are unable to focus enough to do anything? Have you ever been there? I think so. I think we've all been there, right? So that's having the energy, it's having the boost, but not having the focus to actually do something with it. Now, frankincense is unique. What frankincense does is frankincense helps you to de-stress, to decompress, to calm down, but to stay focused, right? To stay focused. And this is really impactful because oftentimes when we have to bring our A game, it's not necessarily that we need more energy, it's that we need more focus. We actually have to be calm and relaxed. So this is like a secret sauce to use for presentations, when you're going to do things that are really hard, where you're going to need your brain backing you up throughout the entire hard thing that you're going to do. Frankincense is phenomenal for that. Now you can breathe it in, and I recommend if you've got it right there, just take 1 drop of frankincense. Don't use a ton, just 1 drop is plenty. Rub it in your hands, breathe it in deeply. Oh, that's good. That's the good stuff right there. That's some great frankincense. Now, this frankincense can also help with your skin, okay? This is something that I recommend you put into your skin regimen. You can just put it in with your toner, put it in with your cream, whatever you'd like to do. You don't have to use a ton of it, but frankincense is actually very regenerative, meaning it's really beneficial for skin in a lot of great ways. It's something that a lot of people that I know who look great put it on their skin, right? Because it's regenerative. You can look that up on Google if you would like to, but that's all I'm going to say is it's great for skin. It's great for calm. It's great for focus. It's actually great for respiratory system. It's great to purify things that are happening in your body, on the outside of your body. It's a great purification. Now, when you are into oils and you've been using oils, you will have people who will ask you and they'll say, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what I should use. And when in doubt, use frankincense, okay? When in doubt, use frankincense. It is a phenomenal oil, and it is more like an adaptogen than a lot of the other oils. A lot of the other oils, there's a distinct, they do this, this, and this. Frankincense acts more like an adaptogen, which is similar like the ionics with ashwagandha and other things. Adaptogens work with your body and give it what your body needs so it can actually work differently with different chemistries, right? Frankincense, you want to use frankincense. So let's say you've got someone that you want to have calm down, but stay focused, right? Be present. You could use frankincense on them. Now, what if they say, okay, well, I don't want to smell like frankincense because it smells like smelly rocks, which if I was to describe what frankincense smells like, it smells like smelly rocks. But I love it. I love it. What could you do then to hijack their brain? Well, you could diffuse it around them, right? Now, who here has got your diffuser? Who here is using your diffuser? Proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Now, what you'll do then is you can diffuse this in your place of work, in your home, wherever you would like to control the brains and the emotions and the feelings of the people around you. You can diffuse essential oil. And diffusing frankincense will help calm people down but keep them focused, okay? So the next thing we're going to talk about when it comes to oils and controlling brains and all of that, I want to talk about lavender. Who's been using lavender? Okay, lavender, right? This stuff is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. This is another one that's phenomenal to hijack brains, your own, other people's. The smell of it's amazing. This is a really, really well done lavender. Now, I have one caveat with lavender. So with frankincense, when you smell frankincense, you breathe it in deeply, it will help to calm you down and decompress, de-stress, but you stay focused. Lavender also helps to calm you down, de-stress, decompress, but you are not very able to focus. It will shut the whole focusing down. So you are not able to maybe do the things you would like to do if you're smelling lavender in the middle of the day. Don't operate heavy machinery. Just be careful. It will really de-stress you. And sometimes you need that in the middle of the day. Sometimes that's okay. You can do that in the middle of the day, but this is a phenomenal oil to help de-stress at the end of the day. It's something that you can use around other people as well. If you've got children, significant others, whoever might be at home, and it's towards the end of the day and you need to calm them down, they need to simmer down a touch, a great way to do that is with lavender oil, right? You put it in the air, you're going to diffuse it, they're going to smell it, and they're going to say, oh, that smells great. And they don't have to know that you're controlling their brain. They don't have to know about that. It's also phenomenal for your skin, okay? Phenomenal for your skin. It's got calming properties to it. So if you've got agitation in your skin, this is something that can help with that, okay? So lavender is phenomenal, but it will reduce your ability to focus. Peppermint increases your ability to focus. In fact, they have kids, before they take tests, they'll have them chew peppermint gum. Jennifer knows what I'm talking about. Have them chew peppermint gum. With lavender, if you wanted to sabotage another kid, you could do it with this, or sabotage someone at work. Sabotage them with this. Say, hey, breathe this in deeply. I know you have your presentation. I affectionately call this Mormon vodka. So that's how we use that. The next one I want to talk about is tea tree. Now, the reason I want to talk about tea tree is there's a lot of different ways to use oils. We've talked about breathing it in, diffusing it, right? Breathing it in very deeply. But tea tree is one that's great for the skin. It's got great purifying properties. This is one, though, that you would mainly put on topically. So this is one you would put on your skin. It's great to help improve the health and to purify skin in a lot of great ways. It's one that we recommend you don't take internally. Now, there's a lot of questions about taking them oils internally and not taking them internally. We've talked a little bit about that previously. There are some oils you can take internally, some you can't take internally. Tea tree is one, though, that I ride the line with just personally. So I wouldn't take it internally, but the one way that I do use it that could be considered kind of on the line is if I've got sinus pressure and I need to relieve the sinus pressure, I'll actually put a few drops on my thumb and push it to the top of my mouth, okay? And it'll absorb into my sinuses and open it up. It's a really effective way to open your sinuses up, but it doesn't taste great. So this isn't something you'd want to ingest and drink and put into water and drink down anyways. It's not wonderful. So it's strong though, and so you can use this on your skin. Again, great purifier for the skin, and then it helps with sinuses to open them up. So it's a great way to use that. Now, the other oils that we recommend you not take internally, let's look at the next one is eucalyptus. If you got your eucalyptus on, you go ahead and open that up. You don't have to put this on your hands and breathe it in deeply. I've got so much oils in you right now. You are feeling the full power punch, but I do want you to just run that under your nose. Jody, you remembered the right way to smell oils, right? We talked about this. You don't smell oils by putting it closer to your nose like that, because eventually it'll touch. People will notice that you touch the oil to your nose, and they'll think you're a gross person, and we don't want that. But just waving it underneath your nose helps you to get the aroma. You're not going to touch your nose, and you look cool when you do it. Jody, you look very cool when you do it. You should know that. Yep. So when you smell eucalyptus, eucalyptus is phenomenal for opening up airways, opening up lungs. It's one that I love. It's one that is one of my absolute favorites. Now, what I will do is when I get out of the shower, I will take and put several drops of this, and I'll rub it into my chest, and it'll help open up my airways. Now, I do this even when I'm not congested. I do this even when I'm not dealing with anything respiratory. I do this because I want a mood boost. Okay, now there's other oils we'll talk about for mood boosts. Frankincense, again, is great for it. Lemon's great for it. But I do eucalyptus for a mood boost, and this is the reason why. When you're under stress, and I think we all are dealing with some level of stress, look blankly into the camera if you deal with stress in your life, just blankly. Okay, so we all deal with some stress, right? We all deal with some level of stress. And what happens is when you have stress, your body goes into this fight or flight mode, and you actually start to have very shallow breaths. Very short, very shallow breaths. So you're not taking in deep breaths which oxygenate your blood, which help you to get all of the oxygen that you need in your blood so you feel good, right? So what happens is because you're in stress, you're thinking about your day, you're in your day, you're dealing with all that, you have these very shallow breaths, and you just do that naturally because you're under stress, okay? A tiger is not chasing you, but your body doesn't know that. It just puts you into that mode. So what I do is I do this for my mood. I put eucalyptus on after my shower. It opens up all my airways so I have to breathe deeply. And then it oxygenates my blood, and it makes me feel great. Okay? So this is my morning pick-me-up. This is Mormon coffee. Okay? So this is a little pick-me-up that's going to help you to get the oxygen into your system. You're going to feel better. Now, it's not just out of the shower. I put it on just out of the shower because I'm open, my lungs are just filled with a bunch of hot steam and all of that, so it helps. Do this throughout the day. You can put a few drops in your hands and breathe it in deeply for a mood boost, and it will help to oxygenate your blood. Cool? So this is one also that we don't recommend you take internally because it tastes horrible, okay? This is not really one that we recommend. You wouldn't want to take it internally anyways because that's not really what it's used for. Now, we talked about putting oils on topically a little bit with the lavender, but you can also, let's say you've got, besides putting it on your chest, you can actually put eucalyptus on your feet and then put socks on afterwards, and the bottom of your feet have got some great pores in it that will pull the oil through the rest of your body. And as crazy as it sounds, you can put eucalyptus on the bottom of your feet and it'll help open up your airways because it'll be pulled through your body. Now, there is, when it comes to putting oils on the bottom of your feet and it getting pulled through your body, there are some tells, and I will tell you, I've never tested this myself, but people would put some oil on the bottom of a baby's feet, right, a small amount, and then pull out the baby's binky, right, and they would be able to smell the oil on the binky because the oil's been pulled through the baby's body, right? So if someone was to put peppermint oil on the bottom of a baby's foot, if you wait about 30 seconds or so, as the story goes, you can pull out the binky and you'd be able to smell peppermint on the binky. You wouldn't want to use the same hands you just applied peppermint oil with, but that just demonstrates, and that might be total folklore, but I always thought it was a great story. But that demonstrates that it does pull the oil through the body. So if you have a baby or child that still has a binky, I would like you to test that in a safe way with a safe oil. And it's pretty great. Thank you. Crystal gave me the thumbs up. I appreciate that, Crystal. Thank you. So the next oil that I want to talk about is airway oil. Have you been using this oil right here? Oh my goodness, this oil is phenomenal. Now I diffuse this oil. I put eucalyptus on my skin because that for me just feels really good. But airway is one that I diffuse in common areas because I love my family to have open respiratory systems, to be getting as much oxygen as they can and be feeling good. Now, there's a few ways you can use airway. Of course, you can put it in your hands and breathe it in deeply. You can take small amounts of it and put it over your sinuses, right? That can also help to open things up. I put it in the beard diffuser. Josh, you know what I'm talking about. Pull it into the beard diffuser, and you've got it there throughout your day. Airway is a phenomenal blend that's created to work on your respiratory system a little differently than eucalyptus. Eucalyptus opens up mainly your lungs, but there's a lot more that's happening with our airway, our respiratory system. Airway is designed to work with a lot of the different areas of your respiratory system. So try it out, right? You might prefer eucalyptus. You might prefer airway. Both of them are phenomenal blends. I would have both of them on hand just in case, because you have other people that you are taking care of and looking out for who need, whatever is best for them, what they like best. Okay, so the next one that I want to talk about is lemon oil. Oh, by the way, airway is not for internal consumption, just so you know. So the three that we say don't use internally are tea tree, airway, and eucalyptus. But you wouldn't want to anyways. They don't smell great, or they don't taste great. The next one that I want to talk about is lemon oil. Who's been adding lemon oil to their water? Okay, do you love that? It's a great mood booster. I am actually able to drink so much more water if I drink water with lemon oil in it. My current favorite product is vanilla chai, the vanilla chai dairy-free shake with a packet of Ionics, and then some lemon drops in there, right? And it's phenomenal. I absolutely love it. It's really, really good. Now, I want to talk about what lemon does, though. Lemon is great at boosting mood. It's great at cleaning and purifying. Now, it's great at cleansing. So we really like cleansing. Cleansing is a big win, right? We're all about cleansing because it helps us to do so much more with our body, right? So let's talk about how lemon oil helps with cleansing. Don't remember this. I will just tell you the parts you need to remember. Lemon oil has certain constituents in it, namely like D-limonene in it, that boost the glutathione levels in your liver, which helps your body to more efficiently cleanse itself. So all you need to remember is it helps your liver cleanse the body. It assists in that, okay? You don't have to remember glutathione or anything like that, but it helps with that. So it's really good to take as someone is going through and they're having their cleanse days, right? Now, some people may have hit a plateau with their cleanse days. They want to push it beyond, or they really want to get aggressive with their cleanse days. This lemon oil is something I would recommend that they add to their cleanse for life, right? Add to their cleanse, add a few drops to it to make it even taste better. It's a phenomenal way to increase the cleansing that they're getting on their cleanse days. It maximizes it. Now, I have something here. I've got a balloon, okay? Balloons are made from petrochemicals, okay? Petrochemicals meaning it comes from oil from the ground, not the good oil that we all love, but oil from the ground. Now, petrochemicals are not supposed to be in your body, but they are in your body in a big way. So what I'm going to do, and this is something you can do to demonstrate the value of lemon oil as a cleansing agent, as something can help improve someone's cleansing experience. I'm just going to put a drop of lemon oil onto this balloon, okay? Just one drop. Right? Okay, so how quickly did that happen? I mean, right away. It blew up right away. Now, that's how quickly it breaks down petrochemicals, right? And this lemon oil is something that you can take internally. You've been taking it in your water. I just drank some. I did not pop, right? So it's okay for us because we're organic material. It's not going to hurt us. It's not hunting us. It's hunting petrochemicals and other things in your body that it needs to break down. So this is something that someone can add to their cleanse day to help them to have better cleansing. You can also do this every other day. Just add it to your water as you're currently doing. This is still going to boost your liver's ability to cleanse the rest of the body. Isn't that cool? So that's something you can show people. It will only cost you a balloon, and it's really effective. But how quickly that happens, right? The next one that I want to talk about is tumblers. Now, Tumbless is one. Who here has used Tumbless so far? I love it. Okay, I love it. Now, most people have some level of discomfort in the digestive system. They do. But what's happened is most people, they've just decided that they're going to deal with the pain of it. They don't know how good they can feel. They're just used to not feeling great in their digestive tract. They're just used to not feeling great there. Now, what I tell everyone to do is take some Tumbless, put it in water, a few drops, and drink it. I don't care whether you have a stomach ache. I don't care whether you have digestive issues. I want you to do it so you see how good you can feel. Because this helps to reduce a lot of the issues, a lot of the problems that people have with their digestive system. It does it naturally, right? So I tell people to do this because most people have just grown accustomed to the discomfort that they're used to in their digestive tract. So I tell everyone to do it. Just take a few drops of Tumbless, drink it down. It's not going to hurt you. It's got a fennel taste to it, which is a strong fennel taste to it. Okay, yes, Lisa. Yep, it's not the best tasting, but see how you feel. You will feel a difference. Whether or not you have discomfort, you will feel a difference, right? You don't know how good you can feel, and that's one thing to bring up with Tumbless, okay? Now, there are other ways that you can take this and use it. If you go on Amazon, you can buy empty capsules, just empty vegetarian capsules that you can put some of the oil in, and then you can take the capsule so you don't have to taste the Tumbless fennel kick, right? Just sticks with you, doesn't it, Lisa? Just sticks with you, yeah. So that's one great way to use oils internally is you can buy the little capsules. Now, I bought like a bag of these capsules years ago, and I still have the same capsules because it's just a lot of the capsules. So you won't go through them quickly. You'll have plenty on hand, and they're pretty cheap. They're not that expensive on Amazon. So order some of those, and then take it internally, right? Now, when you're taking it internally, just take a few drops to start with, right? 2 or 3 drops to start with. Never take more than 7 drops of any oil, even if it's an oil that you know you can take internally, that there's no issues with, just because these are so concentrated. So just as a safety precaution, I always tell people no more than 7 drops. And if you think about peppermint oil is safe to take internally. I'll take a drop or 2 every day or so, and I'll take it internally. Now, 1 drop of peppermint is equivalent to 21 cups of peppermint tea. That's how concentrated it is, right? So that's why you get the Arctic kick to the face, is because it's super concentrated. And if you're taking it internally and you're like, oh, I feel like I take like 1 drop or 2 drops and that's fine. I wonder what would happen if I took 30 drops or 20 drops. How would that turn out? It's not going to go well for you. Don't take it, right? Out of both ends, it's not going to be wonderful. So just take a few drops and test it out. See how you feel. And do that with the capsules. The capsules are a great way to do that, okay? The next one that I want to talk about is Defense Shield. Now, Defense Shield is a great one to diffuse, especially if you have kids or people who are around people in their work. And I love kids. I love my kids. And kids are carrier monkeys. They are. They're carrier monkeys because that's what the situation is. So if you can boost their immune system before they're going to school or when they get back, or both, it's a great way to help them to stay on top of all. I mean, no one has time, not even kids have time to miss school or miss work because the immune system's down. This is a great way to boost the immune system. So you can also take this internally. You can put a few drops in a tea. You can stick it in water. You can put it in a capsule and take a few drops internally. It's a great way to do it. You can diffuse it, like I said. You can also put it on topically. Now, this has oils in it that we call hot oils. And a hot oil means it's really strong and it might be uncomfortable. So what I recommend that you do is, as you're trying to see your resilience to, or really the way your chemistry works with Defense Shield, is I recommend that you put it on the bottom of your feet, okay? And we talked a little bit about the bottom of your feet. Bottom of your feet are a phenomenal place to try oils out. And the first time someone told me, listen, John, take your shoes and your socks off. We're going to put oils on the bottom of your feet. I was like, I think I'm in the wrong meeting. So I'm going to go now because that's too far. I learned about the breathing it in. I learned about the limbic system. That made sense. Taking it internally made sense. Even putting it on topically. I know that when you put something on your skin, it hits your bloodstream in about 27 seconds. I get all that stuff. But why my feet? Why are we having to go there? Let's just leave the feet out of this. That's kind of how I felt about it. I'm like, that feels like the furthest point from where I want the oil. The feet, the very bottom of my feet is the furthest point from wherever else I want the oil. But there really are tons of pores on the bottom of your feet that will help to pull the oil through the rest of your body. And it does work. So I recommend you do it. I recommend you try it. The other great thing about your feet in particular, I'm talking to you, is that your feet have very thick skin on the bottom of it. So if you have any level of discomfort or irritation with putting the oils neat or just putting it onto your skin, put it on your feet. You would likely not have the same level of irritation with putting the oils on the bottom of your feet. Now, I went into work just the other day, and my friend looked over to me as I was going in to my place of business as a professional business guy. And he said, "John, so did you get a hickey last night?" And I was like, "Well, not since I was a teenager, but thanks for bringing that up." And I realized that I had put peppermint oil on my neck, and being a redhead, I'm very sensitive, not in my feelings, but in my skin. It can get very sensitive. So I put peppermint oil on my skin, and it had reddened up a little bit. I didn't even notice it because I'm used to just using oils. I didn't even notice it, but it looked a little red for even touching my skin. You can see how it went red. That's how super sensitive I am. I don't even have pigment. You can see the blood underneath my skin. That's how white I am. I digress. But if someone has some difficulty with the irritation of the oils, have them put it on the bottom of their feet. In addition, if they don't want to smell like the oil, have them put it on the bottom of their feet, put their socks on, and they're not going to smell like it. So as you're getting your kids or your significant other ready for the day, or yourself ready for the day, put just a little bit of defense shield on the bottom of your feet, put your socks on, put your shoes on, and you're good to go. And you've got that extra boost for your immune system. Cool? So there's a lot of ways you can use defense shield. I recommend that you start because we're just about at that point. We're going to need it. Now, the last one I want to talk about is content. Content is something that you need to every single person who's starting out with Isagenix on a system, whether they're looking for weight loss or they want to build muscle, whatever it might be, they need to have content, okay? They need to have lemon oil as well. They need to have everything. But content, if they're telling you, listen, I don't want to add one other thing to this, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to do the very basic that I have to say, listen, this content will keep you sane through the hard stuff. And you can ask them, you can say, have you ever tried to lose weight before? And they will say, yes, I have. And you can ask them, tell me how you were emotionally, how you felt when you were on that, when you were trying to lose weight or trying to release weight previously. They will say it wasn't a pretty sight because that's how it feels for everybody. It's not a pretty sight, especially the first time that you're doing it. Content, I mean, the name is appropriate. Content helps people to get through the hard times. Now, this is what I would recommend you do, especially for the cleanse days, but also on shake days. They're getting used to it. They're doing maybe a 2-shake day, or they're just really not used to taking care of their nutrition. If they're starting with 1 shake a day, and that's hard for them, have them take content. Have them put it in their water. That's a great way to use it, great way to get it in you. Mix it with other products, shakes and everything. But remember, you are going to need to hijack their limbic system. You're going to need to hijack their lizard brain because you're going to get a phone call and they're going to say, I don't know if this is going to work. You don't understand. Cleanse days are so much harder for me than other people. You might be strong enough to get through them, but you don't understand. I had a really rough childhood, and so cleanse days are the worst. And my life is in a weird place right now, so cleanse days, I can't get through this cleanse day, and I don't believe in myself. My level of belief is at a 3 out of 30, so I just don't think I can do this right now. Thanks for trying, but I'm just not going to do it. And what I want you to say is, okay, stop. I'm going to do this with you. And tell them I'm going to do this with you. Pull out the content. Remember that oil that I had you get? Pull out your content. Put a few drops in your hands right now. And they're going to say, I can't do that because I'm intimidated. and you don't understand. I'm only comfortable if I'm self-sabotaging. So really, I can't do that right now. And say, no. Don't say another word. Just follow my instructions. Put some oil, put some content in your hands, rub it together like you're activating it, cup it over your face. Don't touch your face. Breathe in for 3 to 5 seconds deeply. And they'll do it once and say, oh, that didn't work. I don't. Just do it again. Do it one more time. Now, what you've done is you have gone in and you've hijacked their brain. They don't have a choice in it. They don't have a choice in it. You've affected their sympathetic and their parasympathetic nervous system. You've affected their lizard brain. They don't have a choice in it anymore. And you were able to give them liquid confidence like that. You were able to give them something that helps them to get past the hard points, because we all have the hard points, especially when we're trying to improve ourselves, improve our lives, improve who we are. We're all going to have hard points, right? Content is going to help them get through the tough stuff. So use this. And before you're coaching someone, excuse me, I get so emotional. I talk about content. But before you start coaching someone and talking them through everything you can talk them through, hijack their brain first, okay? Get them into a state where they're going to be much more open and willing to talk about where this system can get them, not how they feel right now. Cool? So again, use this not only on cleanse days, use this on shake days, use this on whatever day that they need just a little bit more. They will become addicted to it. They will love it. This is an oil that they have to have if they want to increase their health and their wellness. Now, I will tell you, I've seen a lot of things. I've seen a lot of people in health and wellness, and the number one reason why people fail is always self-sabotage. It just is. It just is. There's always, and I know that there's a ton of great Pinterest quotes that I could quote at you right now, which would be so inspirational, by Abraham Lincoln or other people. But the truth is, it comes down to self-sabotage. And people are going to hit rough stuff that has nothing to do with them, that's not their fault. They'll have every excuse in the world, absolutely. But they still get to make the decision whether or not they keep going. And this is going to help hijack their brain so you can help them to keep going. So they say about you one day on stage, they say, Wendy shared with me, and it changed my life. And if you hadn't talked me through with content, I don't know where I would be. Jennifer, you pushed me through, and you wouldn't even let me talk until I breathed it in 3 times. Jody, Renee, you pushed me over the edge. I didn't think I could do it. I was having the hardest time ever. And then you talked me through. But first, though, you have me take some content oil. And they'll put that in there as a little cliff note, and you will know, yeah, I did more than that. I did more than that. I controlled your brain, right? So these are the oils. We didn't get to this last time. We didn't get to talk about the oils and the specific oils and how to use them. Now, I've had a lot of people reach out to me recently and say, Jon, I know that you've been in oils for a long time, and I'm really excited about the oils. I want to share the oils. I want to be an oil genius. So what book should I get on essential oils? And I say, this is the book you should get on essential oils. This is the book you should get on essential oils. And the reason why I say that is if you buy the large books, and there are many large books about essential oils that are out there, if you go and buy some of the large books on essential oils, I promise you, either the people who are using them or yourself, you will not use essential oils. It's too intimidating. It's too complex. It's too much. Now, truly, this is chemistry. This is science, right? So if you're getting the oils on you, if you're breathing them in, if you're taking them internally, it's going to have an effect. It's science, right? But a lot of those books will tell you, listen, you need to rub the oil up someone's back. And when you're rubbing it up the back, it's important that you never rub it back down the back, because that would reduce someone's chi. And you don't want to reduce their chi. You only want to increase their chi. So you have to go up their back and then use a wavy motion down, because it doesn't reduce their chi if you're using a wavy motion. You think I'm joking? I'm not joking. That's some of the stuff that comes out. Now, I'm all about chi and all those good things, but it's intimidating. It's too intimidating. So as you're using the oils, as you're getting people started, have them use this. Now, I've got a challenge for you, and then I will open it up for some questions if you have any. But what I would like you to do is this. I would like you to have your booklet, all right? And then every day I want you to take one oil and I want you to stick it in your pocket. I want you to stick it in your purse. I want you to stick it in your man bag. I want you to stick it in your fanny pack. Whatever, however you do it, I want you to carry this with you for at least one day, okay? And I want you to read about it, and I want you to try it out, okay? You will never sell an oil if you don't use oils. It just won't happen, right? Just won't happen. So I recommend that you do that to start. Every day, grab a different oil and use it, okay? So you have ways that you use it. And then I want you to experiment on the people who are around you, the people you love, friends, family, all those around you. And you're doing this because you love them. Love them so much that you want to use the oils on them, right? So use the oils on the people who are around you, the people that you love, and try it out with them. Experiment with them. Have them try these experiments with you, and you will see the impact that they have. You can't see yourself. You can't see your reactions. When you see their reaction, you'll be like, oh my goodness, this is so much fun. Then I want you to look for opportunities to share with other people. People you know, people you don't know, right? And it's as easy as, I use this oil in this way, and I think it would be a benefit to you. Try it out. Don't ask for permission. Just tell them, hey, you just need to put your hands out right now. Just put your hands out. Just put your hand, give me your hands, put them out now. And then put whatever oil you were going to put in there, and then have them rub it together and breathe it in deeply. They're not going to fight you. They're going to thank you, okay? So one oil a day, right? You're going to study that one oil that day and find out different ways to use it. And then you are going to use it on the people around you, the people you love, right? And you are going to share it with other people. You're going to look for opportunities. Now, I actually was previously in my career, I was over Canada and the Western U.S. for Young Living, and then I was over the U.S. for doTERRA. And I'll tell you, their number one sellers were not oils. Their number one sellers were their vitamin packs and their protein, right? Their protein shakes. So that was when I was there. I can't speak to what it is now for them, but when I was there, those were their number one sellers, because they would start conversations about health and wellness with the oils and then lead them quickly to supplementation, nutrition, right? Now, I think we have it right. We lead with nutrition. We have great options for people. And there's no amount of oil I can rub on someone, diffuse around them, put on their back, have them take internally, that's going to replace great nutrition, great cleansing, cellular cleansing, hydration, and sleep. There's no amount of oil I can put on a person. And there are a lot of very unhealthy people in essential oils because they have not taken care of those foundational pieces, and they're trying to replace it by just rubbing enough oil on themselves. I've seen it so many times. So use this to start a conversation about health and wellness, right? This is how it all works together with what we're currently doing. You're going to use the essential oils to give them an experience that they're going to have within 20 to 30 seconds if they're breathing it in. And then you can talk to them about some of the more foundational pieces of their health and their wellness. And they're saying, wow, I'm going to use peppermint for a headache because that's really great and I really like that. You can say, so there are other reasons why you're having these consistent issues. And we need to address those maybe before. And do it in a nice way. Don't do it in the slightly judgy way that I just said just then. Say it in a very nice way. Like, there's some other options. We can talk about them that will help you with what's probably foundational to what you're dealing with. Cool? Okay. Do you have any questions that I can help you out with?
I have a question.
Hold on. I don't know why all of a sudden, there was country music that turned on. I don't know why. So I'm sorry. What's your question?
I noticed that like peppermint oil comes out super fast, and some others you have to like really try to get them out. Why are the consistencies different? What's the reasoning behind that?
Great question. So this is actually a good thing because oils have different viscosities. So there's some oils that are very viscous, and there's actually some oils like patchouli oil that you have to fight to come out. It's like a tar almost to have it come out because it's a different viscosity. So some of the oils have a very thin viscosity, so it's easy. You put like a drop or two in there, and all of a sudden you have 4 drops. And then you'll have some others where you're like, man, just give me 1 drop. Come on. So you'll get used to it as to which oils take more and less, and you'll actually just do it naturally, right? You'll know as you're using peppermint oil just to give it like one little tap and you're going to get 2 drops. You'll get used to that, but it's just the viscosity, the naturally occurring viscosity in the oil. We don't, obviously there's no way for us to adjust the viscosity. It's just what comes from the plant. Great question.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, great, because I didn't understand. That is a good thing. Really cool.
Renee, go ahead.
So do all the oils destroy petrochemicals too, or is it just the lemon?
So some of the oils can break down petrochemicals. So like D-limonene, we talked about D-limonene, which is really helpful. It's what in lemon will break down petrochemicals. That's also in frankincense oil and some other oils, but they're not as strong as it is in lemon oil, right? So lemon oil I would prefer, even though some of the other oils can have that effect to a level or to a degree, the lemon oil is going to be the most effective at doing that. Great question. Wendy, what's up?
Hey, so when you had said that at the Dunsky Town retreat, I was wondering, is it then, are they going to come out with different container shaker bottles? Because is it going to degrade our current shaker bottles?
Good question. So we actually worked with some of the leading minds because you're putting this into your shake, right? And your shake is made of plastic. It is a hardened plastic. It's not like the normal water bottle plastic, the thin little disposable, recyclable water bottle plastic. Putting a few drops in your shake isn't an issue. The experts we talked to, they said it's not an issue, not a worry. So I put lemon oil into my shakes. I'll put peppermint into like my chocolate shakes. And it's not something that to be worried about. If you were to put it in water and in a plastic bottle and then hold it there for a while, it would break it down eventually. If it's like a really thin plastic, but there's no need to be worried about with our shake bottles. Great question. Jody, what's up?
So I carry the lemon with me everywhere always, and I put it in my water now at restaurants instead of getting a wedge of lemon. But I've noticed at a couple restaurants, I put the drop of lemon in and there's like a film in my glass. What is that? And should I drink it?
Yeah, you can drink it. That happens sometimes. And actually what I've noticed is it has to do more with the temperature of the water.
Okay.
Yeah, so if it's like a cold water, then I get that filminess. But it's not pulling anything from the glass or anything like that. Or
Can I tell you a really funny, embarrassing story really quickly?
Yeah, you have to now.
So it was like a hard plastic glass, and I like put the lemon in it anyway. And I thought, oh my God, I'm destroying their plastic glass. And so I decided to then chug the water to hide this fact. So thinking I'm consuming petrochemicals, like just so that I could hide that. And the waitress came back like 2 minutes later and was like, you already drank that? And I was like, yeah, I was really thirsty.
Jody, you are a good human being. You look out for people. You make sure you do right by people. You're a good human being, Jody. And that is a great story.
Jody, that's why I drink my water in a wine glass.
I'll switch to that.
Please, Crystal.
I just have a quick question about content. Is that a mood stabilizer too? Like, can we use that for moods, or is it mostly for tough cleanse days and weight loss stuff?
So it's designed to help with hanger management is what they call it. And that's even the technical term, hanger management. So it is a mood booster, but it is something I would use specifically on cleanse days because they're going to feel that lack of satiety. They're not going to feel comfortable. But it would be a mood booster they can use the rest of the time. I would honestly tell people, I'd say, listen, this is your secret friend as you're releasing extra pounds. This is your secret friend to help you through because you have to do it here, right? A big part of it's doing it here, and this is going to help you get through that. So whether it's a cleanse day, a shake day, whatever day it might be, this is going to help them make that work.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool.
Is there an oil that will help me go to the gym tonight?
There is. There really is. Yep. Are you feeling unmotivated to go to the gym?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what I would do is I would mix a little frankincense and a little lemon and rub that together and then breathe it in deeply as you're walking to your car.
Cool, thanks.
Hey, John, can you talk about why we should diffuse or use lemon when we are trying to sell oils?
Yes. Yes. So actually, one thing that we know, and this is from like back in Young Living days, whenever we would do a meeting, an event, we would always diffuse a lot of lemon oil because they actually shown that it increases the amount that people purchase. So if you want to increase your order basket, you have a sip and sample, whatever it might be, diffuse lemon oil. Always have lemon oil going. And you think about it, it does make sense. It increases people's mood. They feel better. They feel more hopeful. So they're more willing to be like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try it out. So lemon oil is a great oil for that. Now, when I do oils, and by the way, when you talk about oils, we talked in depth because I love you, but don't go into depth on every single one. Really what you want to do is just pick it up, say how you use it, how you like it. Maybe someone has an experience with it, and that's it. Don't make it too complicated because people will say, I can't do what Crystal does. Crystal goes into such depth. She makes it so awesome. She blows up a balloon. She wrote a song. You know, you don't want to make it too difficult. You want to make it just as simple and duplicatable as possible, but just pick up an oil and talk about it and then put it back down. And again, oils are really the cherry on top with the foundational program that they would have to use anyways. Great question.
Can I share something that someone else shared with me today about a
Yeah.
use? So this woman has hot flashes, so she puts a couple of drops of peppermint oil in a spray bottle, and then she spritzes. So in the middle of the night when she gets a flash, she just goes spritz, spritz, spritz. Done.
Nice. Cools her off. She feels good. I love that.
Probably cools her body temperature too low.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I need to try that.
Please, Jennifer.
Just as a super quick question, because I know your answer to it, and it's the answer I've been giving everybody, but it comes up all the time about, are they safe for pets? And what I have told people is yes, as long as, you know, if you're diffuse it in, you know, a well-ventilated area. Don't put your dog in a closet and then put your diffuser next to the dog. Is that the general answer we're going with?
It is. So there's so many different pets that are out there. There's cats, dogs, ferrets, snakes. I mean, there's so many different pets that are out there. The one thing that I tell people is I say, obviously, don't diffuse it in a small area. Chinchillas as well. Absolutely. You have to take care of those. But you don't want to diffuse it in a small area, just like you said. But what I tell people to do is just go on Google and look up your pet and the oil, right? So look up, I have a small dog. Is it okay to use lavender oil, right? That kind of a thing. And then they're having to do the research themselves, which is really helpful. You want them to do their research. And there's so many different pets with so much different chemistry. A quick search on Google will give them good information when it comes to pets. Great question.
Great, thank you. Because that's come up multiple times now for me.
Cool.
So I wanted to share something that I got. I picked up this at Celebration.
Nice.
Now, they weren't really promoting it because I think they were, they hold the 10 ml bottles. So they were on sale for only $5 because they thought that the original bottles were going to fit in it. But I thought, what a score, because I have 10 ml bottles to put in. So I'm hoping they're going to have more of these things available.
They will, which will actually fit the oils that we have.
Perfect.
So, yep, absolutely.
They're easy to take with you and share.
Right? You can keep it in your purse. You can keep it with you all the time. And you never know when you're going to be able to share, right, Crystal? It's like you see it happening and then you're like, all right. You can't think like, if you could come home with me, I've got an oil that would be phenomenal. But I don't have it with me now, so you're going to have to trek with me home, right? So having it super smart. I love it. Any other questions? Anything I can help you out with?
That just reminded me of a question about kind of marketing materials, because I did already like a little, I work at a school, and this was awesome for a school. I did a presentation to a group of about 10 people. It was awesome. Nobody has purchased yet, but I've got lots of people I've sent stuff to. Lots of people wanted catalogs, right? Obviously, it's not in our current catalog. Do you know if there will be a promotional type of things like that, like catalogs with the essence oils in them anytime soon?
There will be. We do have some seasonal catalog stuff that's coming up, which would have some of the essence included in it. And then when we do the full catalog revamp, it will have that in there. We do have the toolkit. So the essence toolkit, if you've downloaded that does have some at least information in it. Great question, Jennifer.
So just to let you know, this might be helpful too, Jen. I took the toolkit, and in there's a link to a digital version of the little brown booklet. So I actually, for the Donna Marie, who's on here, she actually owns Sydney's Daycare and is converting the center over to our oils versus her previous oil company. So welcome, Donna Marie. But
Donna Marie.
I actually printed out parts of that little brown booklet that so that we could have that information for those specific oils. So that might be something that you could send to them too, is the little brown booklet or something like that too, or print out.
Thank you, Jody.
I love it. Thanks, Jody. And Donna Marie, way to go. We're proud of you. Everyone here is giving you a big high five right now. Yep, way to go.
Hey, John, I know we're like over time, but when you were here, you had bottles with rollers, and I thought that was actually a really great way to share and get people to apply them. So I actually found some on Amazon, but I wanted to ask you, because when I got like the bigger ones, and they have the fun caps, the silver caps, so they look very similar to what we have. But when I was making them, I put a lot of coconut oil in first because they're huge, and I didn't want to use up my whole jar.
Sure.
What's like the ratio with coconut oil and the oils to make sure that they're still effective?
So what I look at is not necessarily as much coconut oil as I count how many drops of the essential oil I'm putting in there. So like if I'm going to sample with somebody and I've got, it's a large one, I might fill it up a third of the way or maybe half of the way, but likely just a third of the way with the coconut oil. And then I count out the drops, like 7 to 10 drops is a great place to start if you just want to give someone some to use and to try.
Oh yeah, I'm not giving these away. These are like, I actually have them in my purse as my travel ones, but then if I'm out and I can like roll them on someone, and they came with like cool little labels that you can write on too. But I just wanted to make sure because I don't want to put like 3 drops in a huge bottle. I want to be able to, have a good amount to always have. But I just didn't know how much coconut oil should be in there.
Yeah, so if you're doing it just for yourself, for your personal use, you can do half or maybe even 2/3, but likely half if it's for your personal use, and then put in drops as you want. And you can, of course, mix some of them if you want to for whatever purpose you'd have. But then in that instance, you're using like 10 to 20 drops would be good.
Okay, cool. Like with everything you're talking about, I want to put a drop of everything in one bottle because I want to use everything every day now.
It's the everything bottle. Yeah.
Lisa, you can always add your oil first and then fill it with the rest of the way with coconut oil.
Good point.
I like that.
Smarter than what I was doing. Awesome. Well, thank you, John, so much. If anybody else has any further questions, I'm going to post this video on Limitless. And if you've got some probing questions, we can compile a list and maybe get them to John. And maybe if we send him something nice, he'll answer the questions. And
anything for Dunsky Town. I got so much love for all you guys. You guys are amazing. So thank you for the opportunity. And I hope to see you at a Dunsky Town another time soon. You guys are amazing.
Thank you, John. Thank you so much. This is epic.
Thank you. Our house smells amazing right now.
It does.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you so much, John.
Good to see you, everybody. Have a good one.
Thank you so much.